down there to Atta Rahman. It's the end of the over. It's 41 for 2. Their innings, but of course they got the great advantage, Geoffrey, that I was going to say that Geoffrey Boycott is still there, that Desmond Haynes is still there, and I could really say one or the other, because I mean you and Desmond, both very experienced players, but Desmond is there, and he, I'm sure, will produce a calming influence on affairs.
Yes, well, he looks in good nick, does Desmond. I don't know what's happening here. Dickie Bird just walking towards the dressing room. Is he going off with his back?
Well, I hope he isn't leaving it behind.
I wonder if it's because of that throw from Keith Arthurton that hit him in the middle of the back. But he's having difficulty and trouble, and he's going to send for the reserve umpire.
Well, we've got our friend Gravy in his extraordinary uniform today, looking like Humpty Dumpty. And the music has started up, but Dickie Bird, in fact, has gone into the pavilion. He's taken his coat off, and the reserve umpire is coming out. Mr. Clancy Mack is the name of the reserve umpire. He comes from Antigua, and it is his first test match. So a great moment for him. He's got a lot of experience. He's been standing in the Shell Shield for 10 years, and he'll be pleased to see Steve Buckner at the other end, who will, I know, give him confidence. One tends to forget about umpires. A great moment for Mr. Mack, though, in his first test match here. Nadeem Khan, meantime, to Haynes. And we'd like to say welcome to ICI, who are the main sponsor for this telecast in Pakistan, coupled with, of course, of Nazim Mirza, their chairman. Lovely to have you with us. Nadeem Khan to Lara. And suddenly an air of caution has come about the batting after those two really phenomenal deliveries from Waqar Younis. The way Lara played that, I thought that kept just a little bit low. And this is going to be something that's going to play on the batsmen's minds from now on in. He took the bottom hand off that. It was in the air, but it was in the right place. 4 runs. Geoffrey, that brought a groan from him.
Well, it's an extraordinary one-handed shot in the end. It sort of flipped in the air and yet went away for 4, so you can't argue with that. But just for a moment, it didn't look very elegant.
The end of the over, and it's 46 for 2. So, can Waqar make further inroads into this West Indies batting? He at the moment is the joker in the pack. And I'd like to welcome Samsung to our broadcast. They have part-sponsored this telecast in Pakistan, and Majid Hussain. Do you remember the old song, Geoffrey? Samsung Blue. Do you remember that one?
No comment.
Waqar to Haynes.
Well, it's a big moment for this young man. But what a moment to be standing if Waqar Younis has one of those big swinging in-swingers and whacks one of the West Indies batsmen on the pads, he might have to make his mind up very quickly about whether it's out or not. So I hope he's concentrating hard and enjoying his moment, and I hope he gets his decisions right, because if he gets the first couple of decisions right, if he has to give any, it will give him confidence for the future and a career as a test match umpire.
Came back, but not that far. Geoffrey, I wonder if this isn't rather a shrewd tactical move. Dickie Bird's gone off. It's a situation, a game that looks to be going towards a draw, and at just the moment, if you like it, to blood a new umpire, to give him a little bit of an experience of the atmosphere before you throw him in at the deep end of a whole test match.
Well, wild horses won't get Dickie Bird off the ground when he's umpiring. He loves it.
He does, doesn't he? I suppose I got that wrong, but it does seem rather a good idea. If you
The idea is very sound, you know, to blood a young man, but at the same time, I can't see Dickie leaving the field unless he's really not well.
Well, maybe it's just a fortuitous illness. One left the right-hander at the last moment, Haynes following it, but he's been seeing the ball about as large as a football all through the Caribbean in this series. So if anyone can afford to play it off the pitch, it's Desmond. Well, it was well taken by Rashid Latif. He had to stretch for that. And thanks also to Pepsi, coupled with the name of Irfan Mustafa, who's made a part sponsorship of this telecast in Pakistan responsible. So thanks to him, and also, obviously, to Pepsi. Well, T is approaching, and Waqar is approaching Haynes. Oh, well taken. Somersaults United.
Yes, for me, he's a good keeper, this youngster, Rashid Latif.
He took that rather interesting in a sort of backhanded way, didn't he?
Well, I think he's had a bad back, you see, and they're rubbing his back, and he might just have hurt it again. Hope not seriously, but...
I think in a moment Dickie Bird's going to come out and rub his back. The end of the over, 46 for 2.